don't have Steppin with Marcus J. We're back from the sports hour, the fun hour, to the socially conscious and entertainment hour. I'm taking a little bit of heat for the song choice, but I don't give a damn. I'm playing the music. I play what I want to hear. Ain't no have Steppin with Marcus J. And question. Why is it that Ruben wants to come in here every single week and talk mess about the song I just played? You know, like he gives me suggestions at an appropriate time. Come on, man.
When you're in the basement,
Funk that.
you should hear what he plays.
I don't want to hear him talking to me about no music.
Man.
Funk that.
Whatever, man. That song's awesome.
Get out of my face.
You're the only one who likes that. You're the only one who likes that.
All right, that's all right. Me and like 9 dudes and this guy's aunt. We like the song. All right. We're going to move on to the socially conscious and entertainment hour, all the clowning. We're going to finish all of that. We're going to talk about some real stuff. First thing we're going to do is profile a missing and or exploited child. This week is from right here in the Richmond, Virginia area, Chesterfield County, which is the southern county in Richmond, Virginia area. We got Arbrini Sade Boykins, who is an endangered runaway who's been missing since last week on November 9th. She's 17. She's a black female, stands 5'6", 120 pounds, with black hair and brown eyes. Once again, she was last seen on November 9th. She's got a tattoo of a pitchfork on her right arm. If you have seen young Miss Arbrini Sade Boykins, please contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Contact them by their website, missingkids.com, or by phone at by phone at 1-800-THE-LOST, 1-800-843-5678. Feel extra specially connected to this young lady because she's from our neighborhood here in the Richmond, Virginia area of Chesterfield County. So if you've seen this young lady, please contact the authorities. Holla at them. Bring this little girl home to her homies. All right, we're going to transition to the next segment we like to call What Do You Think About It? Carlton Banks is going to pick up there. Brother, what you got, man?
I got a question for you. How many of y'all in this room have a tattoo right now?
I do.
I do as well.
Okay.
Even Lil B got one.
All right, so Big Rube does not, but...
So 50%.
50%. Well,
we don't count him. He ain't legal.
He ain't legal. But what about you?
50%. 4, 2.
So you don't?
Yeah, I don't.
All right, well,
that's 50%.
We said yes. You didn't say nothing.
That's because it's obvious if it's 50%.
What are you getting at?
Whatever, man.
Well, what I'm going to get at is that,
man.
Can you see your tattoos? I mean, should tattoos be a factor when it's time to go to the job?
Yep. Depends on where it is.
You ask
Depends on what you're working, what your line of work is.
Why? I mean, if we're all about freedom of speech and expression and everything like that, why can't you come with a big old...
perfect example.
Because you become a representative of the place that you work for.
Perfect example. I'm taking a bus trip from Virginia way down south and stopped at any podunk town, Alabama, and got to a Hardee's or somewhere to eat. And the cook he didn't look like someone I wanted to be eating food from his stove or whatever. He was tatted up. I mean, I didn't make a judgment
tatted up.
I didn't make a judgment of the man himself, but it just didn't look like, I didn't want to see, tarantula hands fixing my scrambled eggs. You know what I'm saying? So, it depends on where you're at. I mean, you still got to have some form of professionalism. That's not a judgment, again, because I have a tattoo myself. I didn't put it anywhere where it could be seen, so that way if I'm in the corporate world, that's just a certain profession. That's just like saying, wow, you could wear jeans to work all the time.
So, but why hide it? I mean, you got it for a reason, right?
Of course I got it for a reason, but I also made a conscious decision to put it somewhere on my body where it would not have to always be on show, so to speak.
Okay.
Well, I look at it like this. I mean, we talk about free speech and all of that stuff. You have the right to say whatever you want, but the people who hear it have a right to react any way they want.
Fair.
So if you are walking down the street and you dropping all kinds of expletives, the people who you are speaking to have the right to be offended by that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I understand if you, like Big Rube alluded to a moment ago, if you represent a certain kind of company or what have you, you reserve the right to dictate what the people who represent you, how they present themselves.
Okay. So if I get this tattoo of my son's name, I shouldn't have it anywhere anybody should be able to see it.
You can put it wherever you want to put it.
Right.
We would,
but the whole thing is, here I am going for this big job, right? and the man sees me with this tattoo. So his first thing is what? Dude's got a tattoo. Should I not hire?
Well, it all depends on the job that you're going for.
Right?
Well, you got to also remember that we live in Virginia. Virginia is a right to hire state,
right
and
to work
right
state.
to work state. So if you got two guys standing there who have equal qualifications, and there's not anything other than the tattoo that is going to allow you to make your decision, and you choose the man or lady who does not have a visible tattoo, then you just lost a job because you got ink, and that's nobody's fault but your own.
Okay, so let me go get a tattoo on my face.
All right, now you tripping because
Then
you
you'll
already
never get a
know.
job.
You already know. Think about how we treated Mike Tyson, or we thought about Mike Tyson when he got that tattoo on his face. Yeah,
I mean, we knew Mike won't up right up top anyway, but
right.
I mean, people. Look, I see what your the gist of the question is like, does a person have the right to put a tattoo on without being prejudged or being judged, especially in the work environment? I get that, but you also have to be realistic. Like Ruben said, this all depends on where you work at. If I'm an artist, and I'm not in, if I'm in a club performing, or if I'm in different venues, and I, excuse me, I don't have to be in that corporate or white collar environment. Yeah, I could type myself up on my face, forehead, whatever, put a nose ring, do whatever. But if I'm going to a Fortune 500 company and I come in with spiked hair, a earring through my nose and lip and all of that, that's not going to fit that corporation's idea of what they want to represent them in that building. So I get that. I mean, that doesn't knock anybody, again, that get ink or get any tattoo, that gets any piercings, anything like that. Like I said, I have one. I just chose to put it somewhere where it didn't affect me long term as far as, corporate world was concerned. But, I mean, that even goes to say, like, why get a tattoo, why you get a tramp stamp on the back, for young ladies? I mean, you're going to get old one day.
Right, you can get old one day. But the biggest thing is, places like hospitals, they forbid you getting a tattoo. I know Kings Dominion, people have been fired. Now, I don't know if it's changed over the years, but, that's right down the road from us, of people having tattoos and they getting fired.
It's not like the tattoo industry is hurt because employers or people are making judgments on them. I mean, I think that's a personal freedom choice. If I was in a certain culture and that was accepted in that culture, I could see myself easily getting tatted up from head to toe in that particular culture that accepts that. But I'm not in that culture, so I'm not just going to go out here and put an ice cream cone on my face like Gucci Mane. I'm not a rapper.
So let me ask you this. You got an American Indian or whatever the heritage, the ethnicity of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Samoan or Maorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you got these two cultures right here who have a heritage or history of having tattoos.
All right.
And then all of a sudden, here they are, this PhD going for be a professor at some prominent university.
Well, but it all depends. Once again, it all depends on where the tattoo is located. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to use Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as an example, he has a big tattoo on his pectoral, left pectoral, all the way down to his arm. However, he puts a shirt on, you can't see it.
Can't see it,
right.
He's smart enough to know, I got tats, but let's be real about it. If I want to go to a Fortune 500 company, or I want to get endorsements, or I want to do certain things, like wrestling is not a big deal, but if I want to do endorsements, and that's where the real money is.
Let's say he's not going to go to Corn
Wheaties,
Flakes or Kellogg's.
You're not going to have you ever seen a tattoo on Wheaties? No. And they did have one, they airbrushed it. Okay. Because it's not really.
Let's go back to tramp stamps though.
Yeah, those are just stupid. But it's one of those things where you're putting your unless you're doing like your job is what you do, like self-employed, or you're in a profession where it doesn't matter. Then you're putting yourself in a situation where you could be judged negatively or positively for it. Right. Now, I don't believe that you should judge a person on their tattoos, but if you work in the field where I work in, they have what they call a dress code. Right. And tattoos is part of the dress code. Right. It can't be really visible, just to be honest about it. If it's on your arm, that's cool. They don't care. You just got to wear a long sleeve shirt.
Or you can have your opinion all you want, but the reality is that you're going to be judged by your appearance. Now, I know we're talking about tattoos, but if you're someone who, let's say it's not a tattoo, let's say you sagging, or let's say you got piercings, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, I put tattoos and piercings certainly in the same category, but you're going to be judged by your appearance, whether it's fair or not fair. It's the reality.
Correct.
And if you are representing someone, I do think that it's fair, because you representing me, and if my value set is not to have visible tattoos, then no. Now, I was dumb enough to get a tattoo when I was 19. The year I turned 20. I turned 20 a few years. I was 19 years old. So that was almost half my life ago. I got a tattoo. And I remember that night. I remember walking into the tattoo parlor, not even realizing I was going to get one or what I was going to get. And I came out with something that stained me for the rest of my life. Right. Do I feel good about it now? No. But, now it's like, whatever. I'm not going to go through the process of removing it. But the point I'm making is, these are decisions that you make that you got to learn to live with.
Right.
And I was fortunate enough to have the wherewithal, even in doing a dumbass thing, to not do it in a place on my body that would be so prominent that I would be labeled in some kind of way that's not the way I want to be labeled. Mine is in a place where you don't even know I have it unless I show it to you.
Did your mama know?
She found out a few years later, and she wasn't happy. And the thing, and here's the thing: there's certain people, that are brazen about what they do. They'll roll out, get a tattoo, they'll get piercings, they'll smoke weed, they'll do whatever it is they're gonna do in front of whoever it is, and that's just how they roll. I ain't roll that way because I was raised a certain kind of way to have a certain level of decorum for myself. So if I stepped outside of what I felt, how I was properly raised, because that was a decision I chose to make, I was like, cool, I'm going to do it. But there's still a level of embarrassment that you have when you are coming around people who raised you.
Right.
So there were years that passed before my mom and pop knew I had one. By the time they saw it, they just saw it and it was like, oh, you got a tattoo? That was dumb. And that was the end of it. And I'll tell you a quick story. Parents. I'll tell you a quick story and I'll move on. I got my ear pierced. Right. Left ear, like most guys get. Some guys get two, but left ear is customary. I got it the summer I turned 18, right before I went away to college. I went to go get it with my little sister. She got her second pierce. I got my first. So we go to the mall, we get the pierce, and we come home. Pops and his homeboys at the crib. And we come in, and I had told Pop that I wanted to get one. He didn't, he wasn't fond of it. But, I wanted it anyway. So I get it. I come home. He happened to be there with the homie. Pop didn't say anything. He just kind of looked at me. He was like, yeah, like almost like Bill Duke and Menace to the Side. He was like, you done messed up now, right? He gave me that look, right? He ain't say nothing. But his boy was like, yo.
Clowny.
You got an earring, yo?
That's right.
When we was coming up, only girls and sissies got earrings, man. Right. And he leaned on me pretty bad about it. So the point I'm making is, if you cool with whatever you do,
right, then
that's where you got to wear that. And if you want to get a tattoo on your face of the ice cream or of the tribal, and you want to go and get a job, selling, refrigerators from door to door, or you want to go work for an insurance company where you got to be present,
get a lot of sales.
Then that's something that you got to deal with. Right. But if you choose to get your ink and still be a little bit more clandestine with it, then get it someplace where nobody's going to know.
So what did you get? Not that we want to know where, but what did you end up getting?
I ended up getting a baby devil on my right bicep.
A baby devil.
Baby devil. Got a baby devil. Yeah. And, now.
Were you a baby devil at 18, Marcus J?
Yeah. And, and it's funny because he's leaning back. He's got his legs crossed. And it says, the caption below it says, just chilling.
Just chilling.
So, at the time, it was like, word, let me do that. You're not really. When you're 19 years old, you're not thinking about permanency.
Right.
You're not thinking about, I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. But see, here's the thing. I got an answer about that tattoo to Mama J, who's 9. And every time she sees it, to this day, every time she sees it, she leans on me like my pop's homeboy did, like, Daddy, you did something stupid. Like, to this day, she tells me how stupid I was. She don't use those words. She's not as aggressive as I am. But she makes it known, Big Road, that Daddy didn't make a smart decision. When I didn't even know her mama at the time.
It's a great lesson for kids, though.
It's a great lesson. But I do see sometimes where she gets the kitty tattoos. And then I wonder, does she think that's cool because I did something dumb? Right. or did she do that because that's what all the other kids are? So you gotta think about that. If you want to be Mike Tyson with it on your face, or you want to be, Lil Wayne with it all over your body, or whoever these people are, the rock singers and all of that stuff, Axl Rose, whoever you are, if you really in your mind think that it's okay, and you set an example for your kids, letting them know that's okay, then I guess that's your bridge to cross.
Let me pass this around the room. Like
Baby devil.
Speaking
Baby
of this
devil.
judgment, like judging and the ink and stuff like that, when you first went out on a date or got with a lady and had some ink, didn't you think a little bit something different?
I've only dated one girl that actually had a tattoo, and it was kind of cute. I mean, it was just...
Where was it?
On her thigh.
Big, small?
Pretty big. Kind of big. Medium. Medium. It wasn't small.
I'm just... Say that again. Was that mommy? He said.
We'll talk about that later, son.
Yeah, but no, I didn't know Lil B wanted to get that in. But no, what I'm getting at is, and I'm not saying that women with tattoos or anything like that. I'm just saying the judgment that people that come with certain things. If you got your eyebrow pierced, the tongue ring, or a lot of tats, or the tramp stamp, so to speak. I mean, where did that phrase come from? Tramp stamp. So I just was curious to know. I guess only Carlton's gonna answer that. You want?
I don't know where it came from, to be honest. We'll have to Google that later.
See, here's the thing with me. I mean, I guess with the whole tattoo thing, I'm mixed on it, and I guess the whole point of Carlton bringing this up, maybe he's mixed on it, maybe he's not. But see, with me, I am one of those people. If you got one, I don't want to see it unless I'm supposed to see it. And when I say supposed to see it, please understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When I say supposed to see it, like I don't like the titty tat. I can't stand the titty tat. It annoys me. It's not attractive to me. I shouldn't see it. That I don't want to see that.
I don't like people making my food.
I don't want.
I
don't want to see the forearm tat.
The tribal wristband.
I don't want to see. Yeah, I don't want to see the forearm tat.
Mm-hmm.
In the summertime when you got on, the booty shorts, I don't want to see the thigh tat. You know what I mean?
With
to me,
the rose. All the way
I don't want to see all that.
Yeah.
To me, that kind of takes away some of the attractiveness. That's just my opinion.
Good way of saying what I was gonna say, but I was gonna go left with it. But
yeah, I mean that's just me. Now, if you want to have a nice little rose on the back of your neck, or on your shoulder or something like that, or your back or something like that, cool. I'm just stating my own opinion. You're gonna get what you want to get, and real talk. If you're a single person, you're a single man, and you don't like those things, you ain't kicking her out of bed just because she got that tattoo. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't.
But that's just something about it. It's kind of like that mole that's right there that you don't really like, but you deal with it.
All right, Rube.
I mean, I can say I've never dated a girl with a tat. I've never dated a girl with a tat. I mean, here's my only issue with tats, and this is my same issue with Rick Ross. We're gonna phone this to Rick Ross because me and him got beef.
Don't even get me started.
Hold on. Not about that beef.
Why y'all trying to hold Rick Ross back?
Hold on, stop. Listen to me. My thing is, and people gonna get mad at me because that's what I do. I get people mad. But if you fat, I mean, you need to watch out what tat you get, because you may get a tat when you're fat, and if you decide to losing weight, your tat gonna be all jacked up. Number one, and then number two. If Rick Ross takes off his shirt one more time, me and him gonna fight.
Big Ross can't take the shirt off?
Hold on, man. Look.
No homo.
Hold on.
They're selling records.
Man, hold on. You say what you want, and you say what you want. But as a fat person, as a large person, man, I don't need to see his
stuff.
His 32 Ds, man. I don't need to see that.
No, I got you. I mean,
that's so disgusting to me.
Not only is it disgusting for him, but what about the real fine sister? She
but
bad.
They like that.
But listen,
they like his money.
But she bad, right? She bad. She got the nice shape that we like, right? But then she get the tattoo on her stomach, has a baby. Now she got 2 tattoos. Ain't no half stepping.
Stretching it out.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're gonna leave it there. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna ask what the hell is going on with these people who's mad the president was elected. Marcus J. Ain't no half stepping. We'll be back in a minute.
Of Jersey City, New Jersey. And on Monday nights from 7 to 9, I'm checking out Ain't No Half Steppin' with my homeboy, Marcus J.